Happy Sabbath, everybody. Happy Sabbath. As always, it's a pleasure to be before you. First, I'd like to give honor to God, because without him, we are nothing. Also, want to give honor to his son for being our atonement, being that sacrifice for our sins for us. All right. So today we have a lesson called, I think I'm going to call it, Be Quiet, God's in Control. Be quiet, God's in control. All right. The reason why this is coming about is because there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of discussion about things. And if we don't be careful, we can get caught up in these things and start to realize we're starting to question God. And it's showing our lack of faith in God. Right? So sometimes we don't need to always open our mouth to things. Sometimes we need to stay quiet. All right. Sometimes it's all right. It's not a sin. Stay quiet. Hold your peace sometimes until you get the understanding. But a lot of times we hear something and we just regurgitate and you don't realize the damage you can do. So this is why it's be quiet, God's in control. And I had a little parentheses, good or evil, because he's in control during the good times and the bad times. And we have to understand these things, or there's going to be a lot of trouble in our past, in our way. All right. So it's going to be, because it could have been so long, I try to condense it. So it's going to be stuff here and there, but it's going to be kind of centered still around that God is in control. All right. So I want us to start off, brother. We're going to go to Isaiah 55. All right. We're going to start off at Isaiah 55. And a couple of verses in this lesson is dealing with, you have to understand who God is. Because if you don't understand who the Most High is, of course, you're going to question and doubt a lot of things. So we're going to sprinkle some things in there about the God we serve. All right. So we can go to Isaiah chapter 55. All right. We can go to Isaiah 55. And we're going to jump down to verse 8. All right. Isaiah chapter 55. And we're going to go down to verse 8.
For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord.
So the first thing we need to realize, don't you think that you are on God's level at all? What you think, and even when you at your smartest and your highest height of wisdom and intelligence, your thoughts are not his thoughts. Your ways are not his ways. And if you understood that, that should keep you quiet, because sometimes we rely on what we see, what we understand. But we have to understand our thoughts and our ways are not his. Okay, read verse 9.
For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts.
Mm-hmm. Y'all see that? Just as the heavens are higher than the earth, that's how far my thoughts is from you. We can't understand, we can't comprehend God's wisdom and his knowledge. Okay, so he wants us to know right off the bat, don't start thinking for yourself and thinking, oh, well, God really means this or this and that. No, your ways is not his ways. Your thoughts is not his thoughts. Okay, understand that should be a core value. We should understand that from the get-go. All right, let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 2. First Corinthians chapter 2. And we're just going to get one verse out of here. We go right to the last verse. 1 Corinthians chapter 2, and we go right to the last verse.
For who have known the mind of the Lord, that he may instruct him. But we have the mind of Christ.
Who have known the mind of the Lord that he may instruct him? Who can understand? Who comprehended? He already told you his ways are not our ways, his thoughts are not his thoughts. So who know his mind that we can instruct him? We can start telling him what to do. Lord, what you doing? You supposed to be doing this. Don't you see what's going on? Our forefathers used to say the same thing. Who are we that we can instruct him? We can tell him what to do, what to say, how he should do it, who he should do it to. He says, but we have the mind of Christ. What's that mind of Christ? Not my will, Lord, but thy will. I don't care whatever you want done, I'm here for it. That's the mind of Christ. I just want to please you. I'm not focused on everything going around. I just want to please you. We're supposed to have that mind. We're supposed to have that spirit, not this question. All right. So how can we instruct them? We don't have that same mind. Let's go to Isaiah. Let's go back to Isaiah. Isaiah 45. Isaiah chapter 45. We have to get some core principles when we are dealing with the Most High. He's not like a man. Nah, all his ways are perfect and thought out. So Isaiah 45, and we're going to go to verse 7. Isaiah 45 and verse 7. A lot of churches don't touch on this, but we're going to touch on it.
I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things.
Wait up, brother. I think you said something wrong. It says, I make peace and create what?
Darkness, evil.
Create evil.
Mm-hmm.
Does it say I make peace and create evil, or Satan create evil?
I create evil.
The Most High makes light and darkness. He created it. So if there's light, that's him. If there's darkness, that's him doing it. If there's peace, that's him. If there's evil, that's him. He says, I, the Lord, doeth all these things. Stop giving credit to Satan because he can't do nothing but what the Most High instructs.
That's right.
If there's evil, the Most High allows it to be there. I'm going to say it again. If there's evil, the Most High suffered it to be there. You need to understand this. He created the evil. He makes the peace. Verse 8.
Drop down, ye heavens, from above, and let the skies pour down righteousness. Let the earth open, and let them bring forth salvation, and let righteousness spring up together. I, the Lord, have created it.
So even the righteousness that comes down, he created that. All right, read.
Woe unto him that striveth with his maker. Let the potsherds strive with the potsherds of the earth. Shall the clay say to him that fashioned it, what makest thou, or thy work? He have no hands.
So I want y'all to get to, because there's another spot we're going to get to saying basically the same thing. Woe unto him that striveth with his maker. The Most High made everything. This is dealing with us. Let the potsherds strive not with the potsherds of the earth. Shall the clay say to him that fashioned it, what makest thou? Or thy work, he have no hands? So why do you question your creator? Why are we questioning the person, the God that made us? Do you know what's happening? Why am I like this? Why you have it like this? He's saying, do the clay question the potter? Right? What makest thou, or thy work, he that have no hands? Keep reading.
Woe unto him that saith unto his father, what begettest thou? Or to the woman, what hast thou brought forth? Well,
that's children, right? You say to your father, why are you why you create me? Why you make me born? You asking your mother, why you birth me? This is what we doing to the Most High. Some of y'all, why am I a woman? Why was I a man? Why was I born a man? And see, this world gonna have you real throwing stuff out there. Well, I don't think I think God made a mistake. I was a woman, but I was really supposed to be a man. Y'all see what's going on? And that's questioning the Most High. He made a mistake. That's what y'all realize. They're saying he made a mistake. This ain't what I'm supposed to be, but I know better than him, because we start to get this cocky mind to say we know better than the maker. We know more than them. That's that spirit that's in this earth today. What's the next verse?
Verse 11. Thus saith the Lord, the Holy One of Israel and his maker, ask me of things to come concerning my sons, and concerning the work of my hands, command ye me. So he calling his sons what? The work of his hands, showing you I created you. Okay, that's why he made the analogy up there, because they're the ones that's over there having the strife against their maker. They're going at their maker. The same thing we do, we go at our maker. Read verse 12. I have made the earth and created man upon it. Even my hands have stretched out the heavens, and all their hosts have I commanded. I created everything. He said, I created man, I created everything on that earth, and I even did the things in the heaven. I stretched it out. Nothing should be questioning the creator. Hold Isaiah 45. We're going to come right back to it. Hold Isaiah 45. I'm going to go to Isaiah 10. Hold Isaiah 45, and we're going to jump to Isaiah 10 real quick. All right. Isaiah chapter 10. And I want to notice, because there's a lot of people, you start being in this walk, you start getting a little bit of knowledge, and sometimes we start to think we can go against the maker. You have yourself in trouble. All right, so this is Isaiah chapter 10, and we're going to go to one verse, verse 15. Isaiah chapter 10, and we're going to read verse 15. Shall the axe boast itself against him that heweth therewith? Hold it. Stop right there. Hold on, let me stop right there. Shall the axe boast itself against him that hewed therewith? So the person that's using the axe. Should the axe boast against the person that's actually using them? So the answer, no, it shouldn't. Right? Because the axe is nothing without the person using it. Read. Or shall the saw magnify itself against him that shaketh it? So just like a saw, that's what these are tools. They're nothing without the person that created them. The axe can't do nothing unless the person picks it up and wields it. The saw, right? You can think of the regular saw like that, you didn't have the chainsaws, but that one, or even a regular chainsaw, it's nothing without the person that is wielding it. Okay? Read. As if the rod shall shake itself against them that lift it up. Or as if the staff shall lift up itself as it were no wood. So he's saying these things, he's talking about these tools and saying how they should they boast? You're the tool. You boasted up against God, the one that's using you, the one that gave you the spirit. Now you bucking up at him. He's saying nothing does that. The axe don't do that. The saw don't do that. The wooden staff in your hand, it don't do that. Right? Anybody had a cane? Do you see the cane saying, start boasting against the person that's using it? No. But you know who does that? You know the only creation that does? Us. This is what kind of people we are. He's giving analogies so you understand this makes no sense. Let's go back to Isaiah 45. That's why he's like, this makes no sense. If you in the clay class and you making clay, the clay don't say what you doing. Why are you forming me like this? I don't want to be a pot. Make me a bowl. Make me a cup. No. But you know who does that? Us. That's right. Supposed to be the wise creation, right? We have a mind, right? But we
bucking up against the Most High. That's why we need to sometimes just be quiet, right? And God got it. We're going to get to it, but God got it. I know sometimes we feel like we have to do something. God got it all figured out. So we go to Isaiah 45, I said, right?
Mm-hmm.
We read 7 through 12. Let's go to verse 18. Right. Isaiah 45, and we're going to go to verse 18. All right. So we see God, he created the good, he created the evil. We have to understand that. Not the devil. God made good and evil. All right. Verse 18.
For thus saith the Lord that created the heavens, God himself that formed the earth and made it. He hath established it. He created it not in vain. He formed it to be inhabited. I am the Lord, and there is none else.
For thus saith the Lord that created the heavens. He created. God himself that formed the earth and made it. He have established it. He created not in vain. What do you mean not in vain? Remember we was talking about that. He didn't make it for naught. He didn't make it because it didn't have no purpose. He didn't make you because you didn't have no purpose. Everything was calculated. He formed it to be inhabited. He made this earth to be inhabited. So y'all can inhabit it, right? Well, right? He said, I'm the Lord and there is none else. God had a purpose for his creations. And when I say create, I'm talking about all of them. We'll get there. Read verse 19.
I have not spoken in secret in a dark place of the earth. I said not unto the seed of Jacob, seek ye me in vain. I, the Lord, speak righteousness. I declare things that are right.
I didn't speak. This thing ain't no secret. Y'all should know these things. I didn't say seek me in vain. Try to learn of me for nothing. He got this whole book right here for us. So we can get some of his thoughts and ways. Not all of them, but so that we can get a peek of some of the things that the Most High require. He said, I didn't tell you to seek me in vain. He said, I speak righteousness. I declare things that are right. You should have faith and know that everything that's happening, it's for a purpose. And when you know everything is for a purpose and that God is in control, you would be quiet. That's what I want you to get. It's your lack of faith that have us blaspheming against God.
That's right.
And striving against them. Because we don't understand, a lot of times we start talking. I don't understand why God did this. Well, yeah, I don't know. And you start quitting, you start doing these things. If you ain't careful, you'll get right out of there. All right? God's in control, beloved. At the end of the, God's in control. Let's go to 1 Kings. Let's go to 1 Kings chapter 22. And these messages, it ain't get on nobody. These messages come to me first. He gets me first. That's time I opened my mouth because I didn't understand. But you know what I had to do? I had to be quiet and get some understanding. Sometimes we're talking before we get to understand it. Be quiet, seek the Most High, because he just said, I didn't tell you to seek me in vain. Seek the Most High. And sometimes you get to understand it, then you can be like, oh, okay, I get it now. Now I got a peace of mind. I get it. I don't need to worry like the world does. I get it. All right. So 1 Kings 22, I'll tell you the verse.
No.
Verse 19. 1 Kings 22 and verse 19, because I said we showed Isaiah saying, you know, he make peace and create evil. I want y'all to realize that was no typo. All right. 1 Kings chapter 22 and verse 19, brother. When you get there, you can read it.
And he said, hear thou therefore the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne, and all the hosts of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left hand.
So I want y'all to see something. So this is a prophet talking about a vision that he has seen. All right. It says, and he said, hear thou therefore the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne, and all the hosts of heaven standing by him on his right hand, on his left. Read.
And the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one said on this manner, and another said on that manner.
Do y'all see the question that the Most High was asking?
Mm-hmm.
I want y'all to hear what he said. Because y'all got him all, he's just this cuddly person. I don't care. We can do whatever. He's saying, who's going to persuade Ahab? Meaning, who's going to change his mind? And listen what he's telling them to change their mind with. Who's going to persuade him that he may go up and fall? Another word for fall, die. To lose. To be destroyed. All those things. Who's going to persuade him that he go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? He loses. It says, and one said on this manner, and another said on that manner. They're having a discussion up there, ain't they? How is he going to get persuaded to fall? How are we going to persuade him to fall? Read the next verse, verse 21.
And there came forth a spirit and stood before the Lord and said, I will persuade him.
One of the spirits came and said, I'll do it. I'll persuade him. How is he going to persuade him? Read verse 22.
And the Lord said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, thou shalt persuade him, and prevail also, go forth and do so.
Listen what the Lord approved to happen. And he said, I'm sorry, we're going to read that again. He said, Lord said to him, wherewith? He said, how are you going to do it? Lord's like, how are you going to do this? And not that the Lord don't know. He's just showing this illustration so the prophet can tell. He said, I will go forth. This is what the Spirit said. I will go forth and I will be a what? A lying spirit. I am going to deceive them. He's going to be deceived through a lying spirit in the mouth. Where is this lying spirit going to come from? The mouth of all his prophets. Now, I want you to understand. All his prophets were not the prophet of the Lord. He made up prophets of his own. Right? This is why you need to be very careful, because some of these churches got prophets, but they're not prophets of the Most High God. Some of them, he suffered a lying spirit to get into, because you wanted to believe a lie, and to the end, you'll be damned. But God, who suffered that to be? That was the Most High. Then he asks, who's going to persuade him that he go and fall? And the spirit just saying, I'll do it. I'll be a lying spirit. That's how I'll persuade him. And he said, thou shalt persuade him. This is what Moses said. And he said, thou shalt persuade him. You're going to prosper and persuade him and prevail also. Go forth and do so. I'm allowing it. Go ahead. This is why we can't be on Most High's bad side.
Nope.
But he's in control of that. And we're going to get, I won't go fully into that story because we're going to have a lesson on this chapter because a lot of good nuggets in this chapter. But I want you to understand, Most High signed off on the spirit going and being a lying spirit in the mouth of these false prophets. Somebody grab that. All right. What verse we end up with?
We're on verse 23.
All right, read 23, then we'll go.
Now, therefore, behold, the Lord hath put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these thy prophets, and the Lord hath spoken evil concerning thee.
Whoa. You must have a different version. It said, behold, the Lord put a what?
Lying spirit.
Who put it in there?
The Lord.
You sure they say Satan put a lying spirit in the mouth of him?
The Lord.
The Lord did it. I'm telling you, you need to learn about your God. He suffered that to be. Ain't no credit to Satan. No, he allowed that lying spirit to go, and he allowed it to prosper. If he didn't, he could have stopped the whole thing. This is the guy you're dealing with. In the mouth of all these prophets, and the Lord have spoken what? Evil concerning thee. Because he what? He can create the evil. All right, let's go to Amos. I don't want to hurt y'all too much with this, but I need y'all to know that they only teach one side of the Most High. I'm telling you that it's not just one side. You got to teach the whole thing.
That's right.
He's nobody to be played with. Just in case y'all think that was something weird, let's go to Amos. not want to play with God. No, no, no. All right. Joel, Amos. We go to Amos chapter 3. All right. Amos chapter 3. Oh, I'm sorry. Got it on the screen. So Amos chapter 3, and we're going to jump down the verse. Let me see what I want. Verse 6. Amos chapter 3, and we're going to go to verse 6.
Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord have not done it?
See that question? And he's asking a couple of things in this one, but we're going right to the point. So verse 6, shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? So when there was, if somebody's attacking a city or something, they will blow the trumpet to warn everybody we're being attacked. So when you hear that trumpet, people get scared, right? It's like, oh my God, people coming to kill us. So he's saying, shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people be not afraid? Absolutely not. Anytime a trumpet is blown in the city, people are going to be afraid. And he's saying, take that same analogy. Shall there be evil in the city and the Lord have not done it? So if there's evil somewhere, who have allowed the evil to be there? Did it say Satan? Read that again, Kai, because maybe it says Satan in your book.
The Lord.
And the Lord have not done it. I know we in cities now, ain't we? And there's some evil in the cities, ain't they?
Yes, sir.
Don't be blaming Satan for all of it. Who have brought it there? The Most High. Yes, so you need to consult him and see, why is there evil in the city? Because maybe you ask the right questions, you get the right answer. Instead of blaming Satan, see, this is why you ain't getting no answers, because you put all the focus on Satan. No. Why is there evil in the city? Because if he's using Satan to do it, he allowed it. Why is he allowing this evil to set here in the city? And maybe we consult and seek the Most High, because he already told us, he didn't tell us to seek him in vain. We'll get the right answers, because we know he's in control. And then he already answered you why there's evil there, because you done went away from the laws and commandments. But people don't want to hear that. We'd rather just blame it on something else. Blame. But if there's evil in the city, the Lord have not done it, so the Lord does it. All right, let's go to Romans 9. Because I don't want nobody thinking that Satan can do something over the Most High. No, he does not have no power against the Most High. Never did. But see, you get the wrong teachers, you're going to start thinking that. You're going to start thinking, what the heck? It seems like Satan's winning, right? You start looking at the news and looking at everything in the world. You like, man, Satan have a field day. Where's God at? He on vacation? He don't see what's going on? He don't see people getting killed? Oh no, he sees it, because he brought the wrath. And he does it for a reason. All right. Romans chapter 9. Man, I could have made a part 2 or 3 with this. Hopefully we get enough from this though. All right. Romans chapter 9. And I want us to jump down to verse 11, brother. Romans chapter 9. All right. Romans chapter 9. And we're going to start at verse 9 and verse 11.
For this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also have conceived by one, even by our father Isaac. All
right. So Romans 9, you start at verse 10. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac. All right. So it's talking about specific people, right? Talking about this Rebekah right now. All right. And read verse 11.
For the children of being not yet born, neither had done any good or evil, that the purpose of God according to the election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth.
So we talked about this last night. God is so good because we be talking about stuff Friday and said it was right over to the Sabbath. Right? It's saying the children did what? The children did know what? Good or evil. I want you to read I want you to understand verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
For the children did not get born. They're twins. They're coming in there in the womb. They didn't do no good or evil yet. It says, neither have done good or evil, that the purpose of God, this was only for the purpose of God, to the election might stand, not of works. Because remember, I told you, grace is not of works. You did not do something and say, oh, now I earned grace.
Yeah, that's right.
I earned being this. You didn't earn this. This was according to God's election because God does what he wants because he's in control. Esau didn't do nothing. We're going to see who's dealing with. But he didn't do nothing. It was in the womb. It was already predestined, already happened. It's playing out. Read verse 12.
It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger.
That's just what it's going to be. The children do nothing. The younger didn't do a special work to get favor. He just saying the elder's going to serve the younger. Because I said so. And you know what you got to do? That's what's going to be. You can argue, well, he's the older, and according, to tradition and how we have our things, the elder's supposed to get it. I understand what you're saying. But what did God just say? The elder's going to serve the younger. Go ahead, you can read verse 13.
As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Listen, I know we want to put it as God loved everybody, he never hated anybody, but I can't go against what he said. Read that again.
As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Before they did anything, before they were born, he already loved Jacob and he hated Esau. Nah, Brother Mike, even though it says that, that's your problem. You want me to start questioning what he said. If he said that, that's what it is. Read the next verse, though.
What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God? God forbid.
You gotta love the Bible. Because that's the next question that people would think, right? Wait up, that seems a little unrighteous. He just hates somebody and he loved one. They didn't even do nothing to earn it. See, that's our problem. See, we think it has to be like that. That's why our ways is not his ways. That's why our thoughts is not his thoughts. For me, I would think, oh, I got to plan out and, he had to earn it or whatever. No. But he said, what are we going to say? Is that unrighteous? Is there unrighteousness in God? And Paul said, God forbid, don't think like that. Read verse 15.
For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion.
Y'all see that? It's because of his mercy that we are not consumed. No, not because you kept the Sabbath, you keep the dietary law, because of his mercy. Because he said, I want to have mercy on Brother Kai. That's why he's not going to be consumed.
Amen.
And as easy as he can give mercy to Kai, he can say, Brother Michael, I'm not giving you mercy for that.
Yep.
And that's what I'm consumed. That's how easy it is. And you know what I got to do? I got to shut up because God's in control. So this is why we need to walk according to what he says, because it's not guaranteed you're going to be forgiven for everything.
Yep.
That's what these philosophies have taught you. This is what men have taught you. And it says they're going to make merchandise of you. They're going to mess you up. God can say, I'm going to give 1,000. I'm going to give mercy to 1,000 things Kai did. And Michael, you only get mercy for 2 things. So you better just live this thing real good. Can I argue with it?
Nope.
The one that formed me, can I strive against him? Didn't the Old Testament tell you? I just got to accept it. He give mercy who he give mercy to. He give compassion who he give compassion to. So brothers and sisters, I'm Israel and all this stuff. He just gave you mercy and compassion, some of us. Don't get all cocky with it. Oh, no, it's because we ain't as evil as everybody else. No, you were just as evil, but God had mercy and compassion on you.
Teach.
That's why you shouldn't boast. That's why I said, should the acts boast? Should the creation boast that you so special because of something you've done? No, the Creator made you who you are, and he put his compassion and mercy on you. You're not nothing without him. And don't you ever forget it.
That's right.
It ain't nothing you did. Before you even took your first breath, he had compassion on some of us. He had mercy on some of us. We just need to take advantage of the mercy and compassion we got instead of now getting cocky and start saying, well, he gave me mercy, but he don't give you nothing. No, that ain't your business.
Mm-hmm.
You focus on you. Because just like he give mercy and compassion, he can take the mercy and compassion away.
Amen.
What verse we at?
Verse 16.
Read.
So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that sheweth mercy.
Oh, it don't matter your will or what you was doing. No, I was running this race. I was willing to serve. No, it wasn't none of that. It was what? It was God that showeth mercy. God. The only reason you at where you at, because he showed mercy. Brother Michael, you only here because God showed mercy. The sisters, y'all are only here because he showed mercy. Brothers, y'all only here because he showed mercy. It wasn't because you had a great heart. It wasn't because you just love God. No, I know you like to think that, but that's not it. It's because of his mercy and his grace that you are able to hear his words. So humble ourselves down. Let's stop getting don't get all cocky. Humble yourselves down. It's the Most High that gets all the praise and all the glory. All right. Let's go to, that was 16? Yes, that was verse 16. All right, let's go to Isaiah. Let's go back to Isaiah 40. And this lesson is appropriate because we need to know this. I know we get happy, we read this, this is that it's a proud thing. But the thing to be proud is you doing what this God is telling you to do. Or all that other stuff ain't going to do nothing. All right? So rejoice, but make sure we're giving God the praise first and foremost. All right? Giving God the praise. 40 and verse 13. We're going to go to Isaiah 40 and we're going to jump down to verse 13.
Who have directed the spirit of the Lord, or being his counselor, have taught him.
All right. So who have directed the spirit of the Lord? Who? Anybody can direct the spirit of the Lord? Tell the spirit of the Lord what to do?
No.
Or being his counselor, have taught him? Anybody taught him what to do? But this is what we do, right? We getting that, I don't know why God doing this. He should do this and everything. No. Nobody directed him. Nobody was his counselor. Nobody taught him. Read.
With whom took he counsel, and who instructed him, and taught him in the path of judgment, and taught him knowledge, and shewed to him the way of understanding.
You see, he's getting on him. Which one of y'all did that? Since y'all want to get uplifted and think y'all something, which one of y'all taught him anything? Which one of y'all he got counsel from? He wanted to hear some of your wisdom. He never needed it, did he? But he's getting on him. And if you read Job, he got on Job too. Say, hold up, Job, where was you when I was scooping up the valleys?
That's right.
When I was doing all this, where was you? Before you get out of here and start questioning me for what I'm doing. If I want you to go through hell every day of your life, that's what you're going to go through. That's what I want you to realize. Whatever we have, he does it. He allows it. Good or evil. Read.
Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as a small dust of the balance. Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing.
Like nation, I know y'all thinking, but it ain't nothing for me. Y'all just a drop in the bucket. All the nations, y'all just a drop in the bucket.
That's right.
Read.
And Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, nor the beast thereof sufficient for a burnt offering.
That ain't going to even suffice it. Read.
All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing and vanity.
That's all it is. It's a bunch of vanity. He can wipe out a nation and build a nation. Right? That's how simple it is.
Yep.
Even with Israel. Told y'all, I made y'all. He said, he was like, y'all was just a project nation, right? Y'all was nothing. Nobody considered y'all. Nobody wanted to be like y'all. Y'all was at the brink of death. I just put my glory on y'all, and now that's why y'all what y'all are. Don't get cocky like y'all did something, like y'all was great. The only reason y'all great is because of me. But see, when we start feeling ourselves, right? It's just like, a young lady, she busted or whatever, right? She ain't, nobody considering, oh, she's ugly, blah, blah, blah. And then she get through that makeover, and then the guys start looking like, okay. And then she think it's her, that did it, right? And not giving credit to the person that beautified her, right? I'm using a carnal example. All right. So these are the same things when God start glorifying us. Sometimes we start getting out of pocket. We start getting high-minded. We start getting cocky. Like, oh, it ain't of God. It's because I was walking in this thing. That's why God showed his favor. No. You ain't do nothing. He just had mercy and compassion on you. And you should just be thanking God for that. That's all you need. Just thank God. This is why we say all praises. Right? You hear someone say kahala. I mean, all praises. Right? All praises go to him. Because what we are is because of him and him only. All right, let's go to Proverbs chapter 16. Proverbs chapter 16. That's why there ain't no point of complaining about certain stuff, because when you read this Bible, it's like, God's in control. Whether I cry or not, what's going to happen is going to happen. So we have to learn to accept his will. We're not reading that today, but that's the thing. We got to learn to accept his will. All right. So Proverbs chapter 16. Proverbs chapter 16. And I want us to read at starting verse 1. Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 1.
The preparation of the heart in man and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord.
Y'all see that? So the preparation of the heart in man and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. So this is instructed from the Lord. Read.
All the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes, but the Lord weigheth the spirits.
So man always think he's clean, right? Let's go for the women too, but we'll just keep it on us, brother. Women, don't be surprised when men think all those ways is right. That's what he says. Man think he's always doing right. His way is always the best way, the clean way. But it says the Lord weigh the spirit. The Lord is going to weigh the spirit of these things. All right. Go ahead. The next verse.
Commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established.
Commit your works unto the Lord. Commit your things you want to do to the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established. So he's going to have to establish it. All right. We commit our thoughts, our mind to it, but he's going to establish it. Verse 4, listen to this.
The Lord hath made all things for himself. Yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. The Lord made how many things?
All things.
For who?
Himself.
For himself.
Mm-hmm.
I know you thought you were special. You was made for him. Yeah. He made all these things for himself. He could be selfish, right? Yea, even the wicked. Because some people like to think that, oh yeah, he just made the good and everything, but the wicked, that's all the devil. He said, I created the wicked too because they have a purpose. Even the wicked for what? The day of evil. I'm saving some of these wicked things, these wicked people for a certain day. This is why some people praying, I'm praying that the Lord kill all the wicked people there. See, you don't know your God. He's saving them for a certain day, some of these wicked people. All right. So just so we know, this is why we said we pray, you got to have understanding, because sometimes we can be praying things that's against the will of God. Mm-hmm. And be mindful with it. Okay. But I just want you to know, even the wicked, he said he's saving for the day of evil. All right. Let's go to Psalms. All right. Let's go. Let's jump back one book and go to Psalms. If I'm going too fast, just make sure y'all, put in the chat or something, slow down. Sometimes I get excited and start going a little fast, so I apologize. All right. So we're going to Psalms chapter 18. Psalms chapter 18. Psalms chapter 18. And we're going to jump down to verse 25. Psalms chapter 18. And we're going to jump down to verse 25. Psalms 18 and verse 25.
With the merciful, thou wilt show thyself merciful. With an upright man, thou wilt show thyself upright.
Listen to this. This is the Lord giving us things. If you be merciful, he says, with the merciful, thou wilt show thyself merciful. Don't that sound like what Christ was talking about in Matthew 5? And the merciful, the meek and everything. This is why I say take the whole Bible. It didn't say who, it says what? With the merciful. That's a spirit. People that's merciful, they're going to what? See, he's going to show himself merciful to them. With the upright man, he's going to what? He's going to show himself upright. You have that good heart, he's going to be the same way with you. You going in with good intent, he's going to be responding with good intent back to you. Read the next verse.
With the pure, thou wilt show thyself pure. And with the froward, thou wilt shew thyself forward.
Okay, so with the pure, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Right? You being pure and trying to serve God, he's going to be there. He's going to see you. You don't have to doubt it at nothing. That's why I say, even in the churches, I don't doubt that. If they really serving God like they saying, God's going to show himself to him. No doubt in my mind, because with the pure, he's going to be pure. Some of us we was in different situations. But when we really wanted to serve God, what happened? He came and answered us, and he showed us how to do it. Read.
For thou wilt save the afflicted people, but will bring down high looks.
You see? He see the people that's afflicted, and he's going to save us. Best believe that that he's going to save us as being afflicted, but will bring down high looks. All right? Even the high mind, even the proud, he's going to bring that stuff down. This is why we shouldn't be cocky, because he's going to humble us. All right? Let's go back one chapter. Give me chapter 17. Since we're here, let's just go right back to one chapter, chapter 17. So how we are with God, he's saying he returns it right back to us. You be merciful, he can be merciful to you. You want to be pure with him, he can be pure with you. You want to be upright with him, he'll be upright with you. Sounds fair, right? So what I say, 17, and I want to do one verse. 17 and give me verse 13. Psalm 17, verse 13.
Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
Whoa. So somebody going through something, ain't they? Oh Lord, disappoint him and cast him down. Somebody's being afflicted. He like cast him down. He said, deliver my soul from the wicked. Why is he coming to the Lord saying, deliver me from the wicked? Because we know if the wicked is there, the Lord has brought it. Because remember he said there'd be evil in the city and I have not brought it. So if evil's there, the Lord has his hand behind it. Now look at this. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Not Satan's sword. This is the Lord's sword. What is a sword for? A sword is for affliction, for killing, right? So the Lord uses what? The wicked to do out some of his business, don't he? Didn't think about that. Why am I being afflicted? Did you offend your God? All right. Well, he got some wicked. Remember, he created all things for himself. No, I got people that handle that. Let me get one of these wicked people over here. Go ahead and get them because they want to go against me anyway. Go ahead and get them. And if you ask the right question, instead of, oh, they wicked, all that they got done. No, if you be quiet and seek your God and no one, because once you seek God, you're like, all right, God's in control. So if this wicked person doing this, I got to go to the source. If I truly need to stop or anything, I have to go to the source. You got to go to the person that sent it. Okay. So the wicked, he referred to as his sword. All right. Let's go to James chapter 4. We got 2 more spots after this. No, it ain't a long, long lesson, but you just need to get the point. All right. James chapter 4. James chapter 4. James chapter 4, and we're going to go to verse 15.
For that ye ought to say, if the Lord will, we shall live and do this or that.
All right, hold on, let me get there.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're fine. I'm trying to put on the screen and in my Bible. All right. So yes, read that again. James chapter 4. Remember, James at the end, New Testament. All right. James chapter 4 and verse 15. Read that again for me, bro.
For that ye ought to say, if the Lord will, we shall live and do this or that.
So my mom used to always kind of say that when I would say like, oh, I want to do this, say Lord's willing, right? And this is I believe the scripture that's inspired that. Stop thinking you could just do things on your own will, on accord. You put if it be the Lord's will, because if it ain't the Lord's will, it ain't going to happen. All right. Oh, I see you next week. Oh, Lord's willing, I'll see you next week. And if the Lord allows it, I can do it. So he's telling you, for that you ought to say, if the Lord will, we shall live and do this or that. All right. So we have to understand it's the Lord's will that we do anything. Whether we here or we there, it's the Lord that allows it. Okay. Verse 16.
But now ye rejoice in your boastings. All such rejoicing is evil.
See that? Now you rejoice in your boasting. See, we start boasting.
Mm-hmm.
See, we come into God, we was humble, we was going through things, we were seeking God, we know we needed him. But then when you start being in this walk for a long time, you start to feel like, I'm special. Oh, see, God loves me and he ain't dealing with them. We're serving a true God. They not serving God. You know what? I'm this way because I love God so much. And that's why I'm this and I'm over them and all that stuff. See, you start getting cocky and start boasting. And you start forgetting to say, to give praise to God and start praising yourself. And this rejoicing ain't good. It's evil. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Be mindful. When we talking, it should be God getting the praise.
That's right.
Oh, I have this knowledge. How you get this? How you get that knowledge? How you understand things? Well, got to read, my chapters, a couple, 10 chapters, every day and everything. No. The Lord allowed me to get any knowledge that I got. And all praises go to him.
That's right.
See, we start to forget that. See, in the beginning, we would do that, right? God did it. Then, sometimes we get a little comfortable and we just start thinking it's ourselves, that we're special, that we're this. God allows. Okay. Okay, yeah, I'll be here for that. Let's go to Romans chapter 13. Romans chapter 13. Okay. Romans chapter 13. It's the Lord's will. We do anything. Always put the Most High first, beloved. Rule number 1, always put him first. And our talk and our walk, it all should be a reflection of him. All right. When we do things, not our will, but thy will be done. All right. Not what I want done. Lord, what do you want done? All right. Let me be subject to your will. Romans chapter 13. Romans chapter 13. We're going to start right from verse 1, brother.
Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of God. The powers that be are ordained of God. I
want to see if we got this. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so there's some high powers. Even in this world, there's some high powers, right? But listen, for there is no power but of God. So any high power that we can imagine, God has to be what? Allowing it, because he's the only power.
Right.
It says the powers that be are ordained of God, meaning even this wicked world we living in, who allowing the wicked to reign? The Most High. Because he can get it to stop anytime. You see how we don't understand that? God is allowing it to happen. We know also through the scriptures, he's going to cease it. But we know that God is allowing that to happen. The wicked, they only doing as much as God allows them to do. And even with Christ, remember, I think that was hopefully that was Paul. I don't know if it was here, but Paul, remember he was saying, I have the power, to release you, or I have the power to basically contain you. And he was like, you don't have no power other than what my Father allows you to have. Mm-hmm. He got him straight. Like, don't you think just because I'm in these chains and you the governor or whatever, that you have control over anything? My Father directs what's going to happen to me. Because see, we sometimes get in these positions and we start thinking, we have the authority, we have the power to do this and that. Christ got him straight. You only have the authority of what my Father allows you to do. And that's the same thing we can say to anybody. You can't do nothing but what my Father allows you to do. Okay, verse 2.
Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of God, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation.
Don't resist. God put certain things in order. Some people, well, you know what? This is a wicked nation. I'm going to go and try to start blowing up people in this thing. See, God ain't tell you to do that, did he? Mm-mm. That's you moving on your own accord. And what? You're resisting the power. See, you don't realize you're going against God. Because God's saying, I'm going to come back at a certain time and I'm going to get things right and corrected. But no, I don't want to wait on God. I want to start doing it myself. I'm going to get us delivered. I'm going to free us up. And a lot of people have perished because they didn't understand. Okay? I want to be part of this movement that destroyed this thing. No, just live holy. Christ said when he comes back, when he cracked that sky, that's when he's going to put stuff in order. I don't care how powerful, how much you think you can get. That's why any leaders that got big and everything, you see nothing happen, did it? Because this is going to stay until Christ comes back. All right? So be quiet. God's in control. Verse 3.
For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power?
Are you not going to be afraid of power? This is why we get damnation. You're not going to be afraid of the power that God has put in place. Read.
Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same.
So just do what's good. That's what we instruct to do. Just keep doing what's good. Keep doing the commandments and serving God. All right? No matter what powers is above us, you keep doing what you're supposed to do. Read.
For he is the minister of God to thee for good.
Mm-hmm.
But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid. Mm-hmm. For he beareth not the sword in vain. Mm-hmm. For he is the minister of God, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil.
All right. But if you want to go ahead and you want to do evil and you think you got a license to do evil or sin, you go ahead. You're going to be in trouble. He said you need to be afraid. But us that are doing good, right? We doing what God tells us to do. You don't need to be afraid. You just sit back and wait. Enjoy the show. See, a lot of us stressed out because we trying to change the movie, right? We want to change it. We tired. No, I'm tired of this. I want. God's in control. He's allowing this thing to play out exactly how it is. Ain't nothing is out of his control of what he's not allowing to happen. All right. All right. Last spot, beloved. Thank y'all for being patient. Last spot. Psalms chapter 115. Psalms chapter 115. I know we've been all over the place, but I want to show it's all through this Bible. We're supposed to learn from the forefathers, right? We're supposed to learn. These Bible examples is supposed to be for edification, for correction and righteousness. There's some people that got this thing wrong. They doing things that's not according to the word of God. And it says they should be afraid. You got to warn the people. The job of the people. You got to warn the people. All right. Got it. All right. So Psalms 115, and we want to go to verse 1. Psalms 115 is the last spot, beloved. All right. Psalms 115 and verse 1.
Not unto us, O Lord, not unto us, but unto thy name give glory for thy mercy and for thy truth's sake.
See that? Not unto us, Lord, but unto thy name give glory for thy mercy and for thy truth's sake, because that's what deserves all the glory. Read.
Wherefore should the heathen say, where is now their God?
Yeah, we don't want the heathen. That's the thing, we worry about the heathens too. What they going to say? Right?
Well,
some of them, I'm sorry, some of them saying that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Where's their God? Look at them. Look at we in control. They talk about they got the right God. Their God is in control of everything. Look at them. And you know, sometimes they'll get you so mad that now you ain't quiet and you ready to, what you mean, my God? You don't need to prove that to them. Read.
But our God is in the heavens. He hath done whatsoever he hath pleased.
That's the last verse.
Yeah, that's right.
Get the conclusion of the whole matter. Stop worrying. Y'all, we arguing with people on this earth. We know his thoughts and his ways is way above the earth. It's in heaven. That's where God is. He's in heaven. And he have done whatsoever he have pleased. He's doing whatever he wants. People getting killed, he's allowed to do it. That's what he desired to do. People being spared, that's what he does, whatever he wants. And this is what we have to get in our mind. If he suffered people to come into this truth, that's what he does. If he suffered from people not to get there and get damnation and destruction, that's what he does. I know our flesh don't want to accept it. I know sometimes it can be hard to be received, but this is the fact. Whether you like it, understand it, believe it or not, God doing whatever he pleases. With that, shalom, beloved. Shalom.
Lion.